What's going on, guys? Duane here with duaneTV, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about why I drive at 4 a.m. Why I start driving Uber at 4 a.m. in the morning. Now, today was a very interesting day, but some of the results that I get from starting Uber at 4 a.m. is pretty much along the lines of possibly making $25 an hour starting at 4 a.m. to like 8 a.m. So I'm going to show you guys what I experienced today and kind of why you should consider, especially if you're looking to start driving Uber. 2024 is right around the corner, and I know that a lot of people are going to jump on and, want to try the Uber thing out, but you do need to know what you should be doing to kind of set yourself up for success. And for me personally, I like to start at 4 a.m. in the morning because I don't like the night crowd per se. 4 a.m. from Monday to Friday has served me very well. And once again, 2024 is basically here. So if you're considering driving Uber, I'm going to have my link, my referral link in the description of this video. Be sure to give that a click and sign up for driving Uber. But listen, if you're new to the channel, once again, my name is Duane with duaneTV. On this channel, I talk about tips and tricks pertaining to Uber. I talk about investing in the stock market. I talk about credit and credit cards. And I have the occasional random video that encourages you, hopefully, to be a better version of yourself. If that sounds interesting, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. So right out the gate, I'm just going to share my iPhone screen with you guys and show you guys what I experienced the first 4 hours and 25 minutes this morning. So this is a screenshot. As you can see at the top of the screen, you see 8:28 because it's 8:28 a.m. And then you see the stat where it says online. I was online for 4 hours and 25 minutes. I completed 4 trips. Now, something else to consider underneath the breakdown, I got a tip. Actually, I got a couple of tips here, which totaled $15.80. So it's actually 2 tips that I received right here. And then I actually got a $15 cash tip. Whenever you get a tip, most of the times it means you did something right. Sometimes you can get a tip just because you were quiet and the person didn't feel like being bothered and you didn't bother them, and you're like, wow, surprise tip of $5 from the person that only said hi to me, right? But most of the times when you get tips that are $5 or more, it's probably because you had some good dialogue. So I actually got an $11 tip, which was my very first ride, and that ride was at 4:30 a.m. So I started at 4, so I turned on the app at 4 or 4:03 because it says I've been online for 4 hours and 25 minutes. So I turned on the app at 4, and then I waited, and I had a reservation for 4:30, which that trip ended up paying $37. I think it was 37 or 34. I was very excited about that. And so I got very lucky. The Uber gods was in total alignment, and this morning worked out very well. Now, when the morning starts off this aggressive and this good, that doesn't mean that the rest of the day is going to be good, especially depending on the day of the week. Now, for me, this was a Monday, and this is Monday, December the 11th. And so once again, in the first 4 hours and 25 minutes, I made $136. That is basically $30 an hour, which is really cool because, of course, there are times when you could be online for 4 hours and 25 minutes and make like $60, and that's when it sucks to drive Uber. But, such is life. You win by being consistent. And by being consistent, I mean you consistently show up to drive just like you show up to work a regular job. The only difference is nobody's going to call you and be like, yo, Duane, are you coming in today? And so that makes Uber kind of hard because nobody's calling you and checking on you to see if you're going to actually come into work. So you have to be really determined and really focused when it comes to driving Uber. But 3 things that I like personally about getting up early to drive Uber. Well, this is just me personally. Number one, the early bird gets the worm. I know for me that I normally have good experiences driving Uber starting at 4 a.m. on Mondays, Fridays. I feel like those 2 days are pretty consistent. You can get a Thursday in there. Now, I do live in Houston, so you have to take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. If you live in a big city, you're going to have a positive experience starting Uber at 4 a.m. But if you live in a smaller city, I can't speak for that. So Houston is the fourth largest city in the United States. So, of course, we have plenty of traffic and demand for Uber. So the early bird gets the worm, you know. The second thing is from 4 a.m. to 8 or 9 a.m., you can make some serious money driving Uber because you have that morning rush. 4 or 5 a.m., you have people that are headed to work, headed to the airport. Certainly, common sense, you have people that need to be to work for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have students going to school, even though I don't like doing that, but that creates traffic and there's a demand. So if you're out there driving Uber, the way I see 4 a.m. in the morning till 8 a.m., like I have a complex now. Like if I'm not driving from 4 a.m. to like 8 or 9, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm missing money. You know what I mean? And that's a me thing. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to tell you that you should be. Don't be like that. But me personally, I just view the mornings differently because of Uber, because I know that like from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., I easily can make $100, sometimes maybe even $120 or $125. And so this morning is a perfect example, being online for 4 hours and 25 minutes and making $136. Like that is incredible. Another thing that I do like about starting Uber at 4 a.m. in the morning, I guess thing number 3, is the fact that you can get an early rush. You can make some money in the beginning of your day, which can affect how you approach the rest of the day. And so like you drive from 4 to 8, 9, 10, whenever it slows down. Okay. Different days will be different times. Sometimes it won't necessarily slow down. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I want to stop and take a break. But if I keep getting alerts, I'm definitely going to keep accepting the trips, especially if it makes sense. I'm going to be making videos talking about what might make sense to accept as far as trips are concerned, meaning what they're offering you, like for this 30-minute trip. Let's say it's 8 minutes to pick them up. And then it's 22 minutes to drop them off. So for a 30-minute trip, depending on the time of the day, that price is going to fluctuate. You might see like $9 for a 30-minute trip, which is not really going to be worth your time because that means you're making $18 for that hour. And these trips aren't always, 30 actual minutes. Like you show up, then you got to wait for the person. That's more minutes, right? Or you're stuck in traffic. That's more minutes. As a matter of fact, the other day, Saturday, was insanely horrible for me. And I was stuck in traffic like another 20 minutes because they were doing construction. So things like that happens all the time. And you just have to, grin and bear it because that's just a part of driving Uber. But me personally, I like grinding from 4 a.m. to 8, 9, 10, whenever it slows down, depending on Uber. And then I finally stretch my legs. And for me, it's just super easy for me to just go to the gym and get a workout in. I'm not trying to be Superman, not trying to do anything outrageous, just trying to make sure that my legs work, because all that sitting for 5, 6, 7 hours is ridiculous. And if you leave it up to me, if I have a really productive day, like let's say like a Friday, and I've had experiences where I've been busy driving Uber on a Friday, just getting hits back to back to back to back to back to back and never stopping unless I had to use the bathroom. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat, and I would drive like 4 a.m. to like 8 p.m. on a Friday or Saturday if it's been that busy. Now, the New Year's is coming once again. Of course, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to jump on the driving Uber bandwagon for whatever reasons. Of course, a lot of people will not sustain that, but you definitely, if you're trying or considering driving Uber, you want to give yourself a fair opportunity. And you need to start early in the morning. I mean, maybe don't do 4, right? Because whatever, but 5, 6, you know what I'm saying? Definitely don't start at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock in the morning is a no. 11 o'clock, no. Okay. Just because it's going to be slower at that time. It'll probably pick back up, depending on where you live, like 1 p.m. to certainly 3 p.m., right? So it could be very tricky when you're trying to decide. But for me personally, why I love getting up and starting at 4 a.m. as much as it sucks, right, is because of the fact that I know from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. I can easily make $100. And for me, that's just a no-brainer. That's just easy money. And then making that money that early in the day kind of takes pressure off of me for what may happen later on the day. But I just wanted to make the video to talk to you guys. Like, that's why I start driving Uber at 4 a.m. And today was a perfect example because once again, basically ended up making like $30 an hour for the 4.5 hours that I basically was online. I didn't drive the entire time, clearly, but we'll just say, I drove for 4.5 hours and I made 130 something bucks. I think 136 bucks. That's a win. That's an absolute win. Listen, if you're not subscribed to this channel, be sure to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. It helps a lot. If you're considering driving Uber, I will have my referral link in the description of this video. All right. So once again, my name is Duane with duaneTV, and I approve this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.